the special school committee meeting on Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. I'd say please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's do it first. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, guys.
It's going to be recorded.
All right.
It's gonna be
This is,
recorded.
yep, so
Sometime.
we are going into executive sessions, and then we'll be recorded when we go into live session. So if I can get a
Go to
motion,
executive session.
Second.
wonderful, and I'm going to take a roll call vote to go into executive session where we will be returning back for public session.
Aye. Aye.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Wonderful. We will be now going into executive session, and we'll return shortly. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. Can I get a motion to go into public session? We're just returning from executive session.
Motion to return to public session.
Second.
Great. Yes, can I get a roll call? Start with you.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Great, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to this evening's school committee meeting. It's a special meeting for the appointment of the new superintendent of the Stoughton Public Schools. Thank you for watching and joining. This is being recorded on SMAC to be watched at a future time. So we did do the Pledge of Allegiance before we went into executive session. So the first item that we have is the vote to appoint the superintendent of schools. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just pause for a second and look to see if there's any open discussion that anybody wants to have regarding this. We have two candidates. We have Andrew Stevens and we have Thomas Robb. We had the public interviews a couple weeks back. We were able to do the site visits last week. Anita was brave enough to drive in my car with me.
Took my life in my hands.
You did take your life in your hands, and she's here to talk about it. So we did have those. We did the background checks. We had a very lengthy process where we had a hiring committee. Katie, Peter Anokian, and myself were on that hiring committee. And we also had members of the community, administration, and staff who were extremely helpful. That process was short but long. There were many meetings in a short period of time because we were trying to achieve something that generally you do over many months. So what we'll do now is we'll just kind of talk about anything in open session. Do you have any questions or anything that you guys would like to discuss? Or based on the public meeting and the site visits, do we want to make any motions? Anybody is open to make any motion for any candidate?
I can make a motion. I just don't know if you guys agree with the same person.
Well, why don't you make your motion, and if you don't,
I'd like to
someone...
make a motion that we appoint Thomas Rebb to the new superintendent of the Stoughton Public Schools, subject to successful contract negotiation.
I'll second that. Do we have anyone that would like to make another motion for the other candidate? Okay. So I will take a roll call vote on that motion. I'll start down here.
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So the anonymous vote goes to, unanimous, it's not anonymous, it's on TV. The unanimous vote, we tried to be, the unanimous vote goes to Dr. Thomas Robb, subject to negotiations, contract negotiations. So now what we will do is we are going to take a brief recess while we call the candidate in to see if he accepts the role. So we'll pause for a second. To call Dr. Thomas Robb, and he has accepted the position as superintendent for Stoughton Public Schools. We're really excited. He was super excited.
Welcome.
We welcome him. It's going to be exciting and great for the town of Stoughton. We also would like to thank Andrew Stevens. It was a very tough decision. He was a wonderful candidate, and you know, where we are right now and where this role is starting and the experience that Dr. Robb has, we think it'll be a perfect fit for the district. So we want to thank both the candidates for their time, their graciousness during the site visits, and just for applying to Stoughton and putting faith into Stoughton and wanting to be a part of our community. So anyway, there is one last piece from that. I also wanted to just note the folks that were part of the hiring committee, because it was definitely stressful, a lot of meetings in a short period of time. I'd like to thank Jim Hardy from the MASC for walking us through all of that and being there. He's here this evening. I'd like to thank Vice Chair Katie Pina Anokian for her time on the committee as well. We have 2 members of the school administration, Principal Monahan, Miss Katie Monahan from the Wilkins Elementary, Mary Shea, the superintendent is lucky to have as the administrative assistant and also the administrative assistant to the school committee, and staff members Kim Kellogg, Roseanne Rossi, and then the community members who are very dedicated to the schools. We had Leah Abacassis, Argavan Schumacher, and Marguerite Mitchell, who were part of that process. Marguerite, this was her second time on a superintendent search, so a lot of time put in on her part. So just want to thank everybody for their time and their commitment in trying to do what's best for Stoughton. So again, congratulations to Dr. Rob. We're looking forward to working with you, and thank you, Dr. Stevens, for everything, and we wish you luck in the future.
Can I just say thank you to you too? Because I know how hard you worked at this and how much time
No,
you put
thanks.
into it, so.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Sandra.
Thanks, okay, thank you. I'm like about to cry, I'm like so excited about it, that we're able, an exciting thing happening in all this stuff the past few weeks. So moving on to the next agenda item, we are going to ask the interim superintendent, Mr. Ford, to give us a brief update on all the hard work that he's been doing with his leadership team.
And thank you, Ms. Groby. It's my pleasure to be here tonight, and nobody's more excited than I about the prospect of a new superintendent joining our team.
It's been a very busy couple weeks for you.
It's a very busy time. But I'm just going to quickly bring you up to speed on where we're at as a district. Right now, we're wrapping up the hiring for the new school year. We had a tremendous amount of turnover this past year, much more so than a normal year. And we had just over 50 positions to fill. We're at 46 right now. We have a couple to go. Everybody's in the pipeline, so I'm completely confident we'll be where we need to be when the school district opens. Busing schedules, which I know are important to parents, all the routes have been finalized. The postcards have been sent out. We managed to get 98% of the kids on buses the first time around. That's, I think, the best number we've had in a long time. 2% left to go on the wait list, and I'm sure we'll be able to figure that out over the next week or two. We've managed to reconfigure virtually all the classrooms, with the exception of the middle school, to maximize social distancing. The middle school is lagging behind because obviously we had summer programs occupying the vast majority of that building, so it is going to take a little more time. But in looking at where we're at, we're going to be able to reach our goal of 3 feet in most of our classrooms. Some buildings, we've actually managed to get it up to 4 feet. And, some classes, obviously, like at the high school where we have AP classes, which have higher enrollment, it's going to be more of a challenge. But I feel very good about where we're at, and the vast majority of classrooms will meet our social distancing goals. The ESSER 3 grant will be coming to you next week. We're going to finalize that tomorrow. It's important that we get that grant up to you for review, and we get a vote on it so that we get a start date before September 1, because there are things in that grant, such as additional support for the nurses, and some supportive positions for the classrooms and for the principals before school that we'll need to have up and running at the beginning of the school year. So that's absolutely where it needs to be. We'll get it to you as quick as we can. The new teacher evaluation system came online last week. We should have the professional development plan for the teachers finalized by the end of this week. And we've already reached out to the union to say, there are some things we want to talk about. I'm sure those details will be worked out in the next few days. We have a new website coming online this coming Monday. It's going to be much easier for parents to navigate. There's a lot more information. It's much more interactive. It has features such as the capacity to live stream, like our events right on our website. We'll also be able to provide people with an app, so it's going to be a much better platform if you have a mobile device or a phone in order to take advantage of what we have available. It will take a little more time. It'll be online Monday. It'll be available Monday. It'll probably take about a month and a half to actually get everything uploaded into it. Like, for instance, loading in all the staff rosters and putting in the phone numbers and names, because that isn't actually finalized at this point. We'll take a little bit of time, and we'll be proofing some things out, but by the end of September, it should be absolutely complete with all the information a parent needs to access the information that's pertinent to their kids, contact teachers, and everything else. The back-to-school plan will be coming to you on the 24th, next meeting to vote on. The plan is substantially finalized. We're still waiting to touch base with the Stoughton Teachers Association so we understand their concerns related to the plan. Ideally, we can address those in a timely manner. There's a lot of things of interest to people in the community in that plan. The plan's much different than we did last year. Last year, we had 12 discrete plans, each 10 to 12 pages long, hundreds of pages of documentation, incredible detail. This year, it's a different approach. It's more or less a brief plan with set expectations in specific areas related to how we're going to open the school and mitigate the virus, the impact of the virus. And it really leaves a lot of the logistics and the operational aspects to the principals themselves, who all have experience dealing with the issues we're going to encounter this year. And I have complete confidence in the fact that they'll be able to run their schools effectively, keep our kids in school, and keep things moving along. The district did send out a survey that's been complete. We had that information. We've already compiled it. We can tear it apart and see how it aligns with the return to school plan. That's something we already started earlier today, and we'll have that completed by the end of the week. We've submitted all the paperwork and assurances to the state necessary for a full battery of testing this coming school year, obviously subject to the approval of the school committee. But that is something where we need to get it done in a timely manner if we want to get a September 1 date. We did have to switch contractors for this coming school year, which is going to complicate our efforts to bring things online. But ideally, within the first 2 weeks of school, all those programs will be up and running. Some of the changes that we've looked at will make things much more efficient for us and should allow us to service more kids this coming school year. And I'd also want to remind parents that we do have a vaccination clinic that's offered at the high school on August 26th from 10 to 3 p.m. In terms of keeping our school district open, fully open, and keeping all of our kids in school, nothing's more important than us than having the maximum number of kids vaccinated, because it absolutely affects our contact tracing, our requirements to identify close contacts, and who we have to quarantine. So there's the update.
Mr. Ford, is that open to walk-ins or is that appointments?
Absolutely. So kids between the ages of 12 and 18 would be getting the Pfizer shot. And we made an arrangement that the second shot be given during the school day to make it more convenient for parents. If you're over the age of 18 or older, it would be the Johnson & Johnson, because this clinic will only be available to everyone once with the follow-up through us.
So I was looking at the calendar, can I ask you a question? Sorry.
Sure.
I was looking at the calendar, and the 26th is a Thursday. So if you do it 2 weeks after, will it be a Thursday? I asked because some people have an effect to the second dose.
It's 4 weeks.
So is it,
So it's
is it
It's
3?
3 weeks for the
Whenever it
Pfizer.
is it going to be a Thursday, or is it going to be like?
It would be when we get it in. All right, so it'll be on or around that date, and it would be delivered to the health center and our nurses, and we would have the capacity then to pull kids down and do it during the school day.
Okay, if we could do it, I think, towards the end of the week, so if someone's not feeling well the next day, because they can obviously have symptoms, and if we're trying to do the test and, all the different testing,
Yeah.
I just think it'd be good, so if they have a weekend to be able to recoup from that, Friday would be good for the second, if
That
possible.
would be ideal.
Yeah, okay. And then, will we be putting out any communications through the one-call system, which I know we're working on changes to the website, we're working on changes to the system, and all of the email addresses are being reviewed to make sure that people are receiving the emails based on feedback from this week. Can we get out communication, like a flyer, like as soon as possible for people to sign up for that, and also put it in like another language, the Portuguese language as well?
Absolutely, and that's in fact been available. I've sent it out a couple times. We've sent it out through our social media. It's available on our website. And if you're on the website, it is available in any language, because that's one
No,
of the...
I know that from a parent that reached out to me, he mentioned vehemently that he doesn't have social media. While we do have a website, and people should be going on the website, as I do, to go on, because I don't use social media, we should send out a notification so that there's emails that go out to parents, and then have it translated, so that there's 2 versions, and then they see it and know.
A paper notice, is that what you're talking about?
Just an email notification, because they're not in school, so they won't get I mean, we could mail them something, but,
We can just send it right back out through the
yeah,
Swift K-12 with a live embedded link.
okay. That'd be great, just so, you know what I mean? People know if they don't have social media. Thank you for that update.
It's my pleasure.
So next week, you will present the final plan that you put together, that we will vote on. We are obviously meeting with the STA. That plan is dependent on those discussions, so we will continue to, Katie and I will have those discussions with the STA and go from there. And that is it for that update. Great. Any questions?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All right. All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Again, congratulations, Dr. Rob. Thank you, Dr. Stevens, for everything. Have a great evening.